Hey, I'm Josh, the founder of the Accountability Group, and I am Josh in recovery, battling the diseases of addiction and mental health because I have co-occurring disorders. We will be doing some of the readings today. I'm playing catch up because I'm in the process of moving and I should be in my place by the 29th once everything gets settled. So for now, I'm going to be doing chunks and uploading a bunch of videos at the same time until we can be on the same page working in real time. So today is August 5th and we're reading from Daily Reflections. Alright, so August 5th. Listening deeply. How persistently we claim the right to decide all by ourselves, just what we shall think and just how we shall act. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 37. If I accept and act upon the advice of those who have made the program work for themselves, I have a chance to outgrow the limits of the past. Some problems will shrink to nothingness, while others may require patient, well thought out action. Listening deeply when others share can develop intuition in handling problems which arise unexpectedly. It is usually best for me to avoid impetuous action. Attending a meeting or calling a fellow AA member will usually reduce tension enough to bring relief to a desperate sufferer like me. Sharing problems at meetings with other alcoholics to whom I relate, or privately with my sponsor, can change aspects of the positions in which I find myself. Character defects are identified and begin to see how they work against me. When I put my faith in the spiritual power of the program, when I trust others to teach me what I need to do to have a better life, I find that I can trust myself to do what is necessary. Wow, that was one really short or long paragraph, however you want to describe it, but it was packed with a lot of material. I'm a huge fan of listening deeply. Active listening is important to me because I feel like active listening allows you to internalize something. There's a difference between hearing something and listening. Yeah, I heard what you said. Whereas, no, I'm listening to you. Go on. Tell me what's happening. You know, asking questions so that the person knows that I'm actually listening to them. The other thing that I also really like about this section is the part about the sponsor and identifying my own character defects, because even though I've been in recovery and been at this and been working with what I would say some vigorous intensity and willingness in order to make sure that I stay in recovery in order to be able to do all the things that I want to do. I mean, it is not easy to start up another company. I've started 17 and failed at 15 of them. So this will be my 18th, actually my 19th, because the family company that I started in 2016 was more so from when my parents retired, because they had never worked in like the private sector. That wasn't their thing. They didn't do the IT stuff that I do. Anyway, neither here nor there. But yeah, I understand that I still have a boatload of characteristics that I need to work through with my sponsor, that I need to work through with my grant sponsor and the homework. And those are two people that I really can lean on. And I also can lean on my parents. You know, I can tell them, like, I don't know why, but I have this strange itch in the back of my brain that, like, it'll be okay one day for me to, like, pick back up and it'll be fine. Like, I'll be able to manage it. But that's not the case, because this is a progressive disease, and that's the insidious nature, the cunning, baffling, powerful nature of this disease, that it's progressive. That if I were to pick back up, it would be a factor of every year I was sober. And it will have multiplied exponentially. And before you know it, I am blowing a 0.52 or a 0.57, and I am getting helped by the rapid response team, and nothing is going well. So what I really wish for you is that you do indeed put yourself and your faith into the spiritual aspects of the program, because it is a spiritual malady. The problem isn't the outside world. The problem isn't what we do today. The problem is in between our ears. It's our thoughts. And if we can figure out a way to connect spiritually with our higher power, to share our thoughts with our fellowship, with our friends, with our sponsor, with our grant sponsor, or whatever program you choose. I am not saying that you need to do AA or NA. You can do whatever you want to do. I just know that for me, personally, AA and NA work for me. Fellowship works for me. Talking to my family and my friends works for me. I don't know what it is that's going to click or work for you, but I hope that it does click and work for you, because I've been to a ton of memorials and burials and vigils, and I've met people with wet brain, and I've just lost a lot of people who just felt that, for whatever the case, this wasn't for them. And like I said, you don't need to do AA, you don't need to do NA. This is one of those things where it's self-diagnosed. If you feel that you're struggling with any form of addiction, it does not matter what it is. In my mind, it is a spiritual malady, and it is part of the ADA for a reason, and the AMA for a reason, the American Medical Association. It is a part of that for a reason. It is in the DSM-5 for a reason, because you could be addicted to gambling, you could be addicted to sex, you could be addicted to shopping, you could be addicted to cocaine, heroin, alcohol, all sorts of things. Like there's so many acronyms of different groups that you can go to. Like, I don't have the time to list them all, but there's a bunch. So whatever the case is for you, I hope that you find that spiritual connection that works for you, that helps mold you, that helps you live that spiritual path, that allows you to have that intentional willingness to do what is best for you and your health, so that the loved ones in your life that you may or may not have lost, that you can regain some of that time that you did lose with them. I'm never going to get any of that time back, ever. It's gone. It's gone, and that's a shame, because I really would have liked to have had some of those years with my grandparents, but I didn't get to. And I would love for some of my friends to still be around, but they're not, and that's really hard for me. So, yeah, that's what I hope for you. I hope that you understand that you are fallible, that you do have character defects, that humbly asking your higher power to take away your character defects, it's a two-way street. You know, they're not just going to be taken away from you. You're going to have to work for it. And that you find a way to stay in between the guardrails, you find a way to connect with your higher power, and you find a way to stay on the road of recovery. And, you know, I would like for for you to subscribe to our channel so that you can get updates on our videos. But more importantly, I just want you to participate in the comment section, because that's a part of holding each other accountable, is building a community of trust where we can lean on one another, where we can hold each other accountable, where we can check in on one another, where you can message me, where you can jump on Twitter, and my handle is tag building hope. You can message me anytime. I use that every single day because it's quick and it's on my phone, and it's not like trying to record these videos. I realize this video is really long because parts of it got me really emotional, and I started having flashbacks to like feeding the ducks like bread with my grandma, and like watching this disease tear apart my grandfathers and how it's affected me. And I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. So that's why the comment section is so important to me. I don't really care about the number of followers or the number of likes, because at the end of the day, if the accountability group, even if it flames out and I have to shutter it, like I said, I've failed 15 times out of 17. So this is number 18, or 19, I guess, if you count the consulting firm. But like, it doesn't need to blow up. It doesn't need to be huge. It would be great if it were. It would be great if I could build all these sober livings and build all of these rehab centers and build all of these detoxes and allow people to come in on scholarships and get them back on their feet and have them understand their self-worth and that they have value and that they can contribute to society and they do have something to give, that they do have a purpose, a passion, there's a reason that they're still alive and on this earth. If we can do that, then that is what the accountability group is all about. That's what I'm all about. That's why this is my baby. And if I can save one person, if I can help do that, I don't need a thank you. I don't need anybody to write me a letter. I don't need anybody to do anything. If in some way the accountability group can help save one person who's somebody's son, daughter, mother, father, cousin, sister, brother, child, that is the ultimate goal for me. So I hope that you stay safe, you stay strong, and you stay sober. I'm Josh, the founder of the Accountability Group. And I'm Josh, in recovery, who's still vigilantly battling the diseases of addiction and mental health.